All right, hello to anybody watching the video. Unfortunately, our first league today did not go through because I ran out of space on my video drive. So we're going to start another one here. We 4-1 our first league with Inti Copter. We only played against like two-ish real decks in the league, so it was not the best for information. Cube League sounds good. I mean, it does sound fun. Just to kind of get a gauge, would anybody in chat be interested in me streaming Pal World tomorrow? I know Chris is. Or is that not really something people care to see? We'll probably do a vote on it before the stream ends today too, but do we have any interest in here for that, or do people just want to see? You don't give a fuck. Genocide? Yeah, I know Igloo Boy, I know you're a fan. We'll do a vote before the stream ends, but I'm just kind of trying to get a gauge if people care at all. Pal World with emo music sounds like quality. It does sound pretty funny. Yeah, we're going to play Standard on Friday. Do I like the Inti Copter over the... No, I don't. I like normal Rakdos mid more. The problem with it... Well, the thing about the Inti build is I just think it's worse into Blue-White and Phoenix than traditional mid-range, which is why at NRG Champs I played traditional, and why the last few weeks I've been more focused on traditional than Inti Copter, but still wanted to get some games in with Inti Copter today. Oh, we're playing against Lin Sanity again. The aggro specialist, Lin Sanity, dude. All right, well, I assume this guy is going to be on some hyper aggro deck. Okay, he revealed Kahira. I'm going to keep. I mean, his hand's good. Probably want to shock on turn 1 here. He's on cats. He actually might be. You joke. Could just be on blue-white control too, but... Alright, he is indeed on blue-white control. This is good. This is a matchup we need to get figured out here. I'm going to take their March. We're a hyper aggro deck. I don't want them interacting with my Copter. Definitely not how I would typically play with normal rack mid, but we're trying to attack. Worst cats I've ever seen. That's fair. Thoughtseize ain't bad, but I'm not doing it yet. Copter, go. Okay. Okay, pretty easy inti. Love a untap land that does not make me play Takenuma here. Okay, resolve this last. Yes, I would. Okay, I'm going to discard the second Copter, probably. Oh, another Thoughtseize. Nice. No. Play this, cast Thoughtseize. This Inti card is kind of good, huh? Well, I guess I take Shark Typhoon. Their hand just does absolutely nothing if I take this. Fix my face cam. What's wrong with it? I guess it's like a little off center. My face is what's wrong with it? God dang it, genocide. Crooked and fuzzy on the side. Yeah, give me a sec. God dang it. Hold on once. All right, there we go. I think I want to Thoughtseize first so they can't kill my copter. I feel like this screams they drew a removal spell. The fact they didn't buy Kahira. Oh, they drew another. Oh, they drew a March. Okay, Crew. Take your Tef, I guess. The land is actually kind of interesting to me. You could always hit more lands, I guess, but might want to get rid of the other inti. I think a land drop here could matter, especially given I still have a Giganta to buy. Okay. No. Go ahead. Wow, not picking up Kahira again, huh? So they drew. I guess they can crew Anchorage or fire up Anchorage. That doesn't really do anything. Yeah, I mean, this is like. Hmm. I guess it does keep one of my attackers back. Whatever, I'm just going to do it this way. Maybe they forgot about it. I highly doubt that. You could be right, though. So my opponent just drew Wandering Emperor. They probably have Wandering Emperor in their hand, is my guess. It's the best way to play around that. Could just not attack with Inti, I guess. Yeah, it does smell a lot like an Emperor. Could be a Deluge, I guess, too. Deluge would also make sense. This is very tricky here. I'm going to crew here. That's step one. I think I just swing Copter alone. It's so awkward because I have to discard to Inti. Maybe I do just still send this. I can't not attack because they have a farewell. Like, I have to beat the farewell. Which they can just hit in 2 turns, so... Actually, I'm just supposed to pitch the Copter here. Duress is a good rip. Love a land here. That is so awkward. Shit, that is awkward. Okay, so it's a deluge then. They have a deluge. The duress is still going to be really good. Oh, okay. Apparently it's a make disappear. Interesting. Okay. Go. Come on. Yeah, and that's why I think the other build is a little better. God, that is disgusting. The last card's Farewell. Guess I just try to beat him with Den of the Bugbear. Do I get in for 2? I think I do. Go. I think I'm just supposed to fire up Den. Like, it gives me a permanent 1-1 and gets a land off the board. Plays around all their counter magic. I think it's just the play I need to make. Okay. Sure. Take 1. And now they're another mana off of Farewell. We just have Mutavault. Now I don't have Mutavault anymore. Lame. Guess I do need to just force them to use that, though. Then they can't. Why would they do it now? Oh, so they can pick up Kahira. Yeah, it makes sense. It's a classic game where I draw the 1 of basic, by the way, against Field of Ruin. Just every game. That's a good one. Kind of. It's kind of an awkward one, actually. They have a pretty free discard to it. Huh. Do I just pick up Jaggy here? Kind of tricky. Pick up Jaggy is kind of tempting. It's my second Croxa, so if I don't go for it, I will just lose it forever. It's kind of tricky. I mean, they do lose a relevant card. They lose Kahira. They also have to have an untapped land, and then they farewell away a 1-1 in my yard, which isn't, like, the worst. I'm just going to make them have the untapped land. This gets Kahira, and it forces them to have an untapped land. And then maybe we can win the game with Giganta later. Okay, it's a fairy that's going to get nuked by a Bitter Triumph. Pretty good. Sure. Yep. try to... I guess I play around Dwari Disruption. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, trigger. They have to pitch a spell. Opponent debating which spell to hit. Well, which spell to pitch. Certainly not easy. Deluge. That's sick, because now when they eat yards, they'll lose their Deluge. I guess they don't have to eat yards anymore. So that's a little awkward. Okay, well, I don't think they have an untapped land, or this would be a very easy play. Okay, well, Croaks you again. Trigger. Do you think I play this land? They pitch a Farewell, so they have another Farewell in their hand, I assume. Go. Either that, or they like have Tef Tuck or something. Could be that. Could have a March, I guess, too. Okay. Combat. Okay. Cannot believe they kept Get Lost over the Farewell. I guess they just were worried about missing the land. But now they're eventually going to have to beat that thing again. And they also just have to beat Jeg Crewcopter Attack You now. Okay, which I guess they've done, but now they have to beat Jeg. Alright, I'm going to leave that one in my hand. Go. Alright, well, can you top deck a way to beat the Jeg? This has been a really back and forth game. A lot of top decks from our opponent. Got him. Got him! Let's go, baby. Alright, well, I'm going to bring Shieldred's Edict in. Let's see how good this card is. We don't know if they're playing Dream Trawler. They're probably not, but... Go blanks, duress, K command, probably. Pushes out, torch out. Maybe K command isn't actually good here, because temp lockdown is so much more effective versus me. Yeah, this is... I don't know. I feel like attacking their hand is really important, though. I guess maybe I don't need Shieldred's Edict here, because they're probably on Regal Caracol as their big idiot creature. Do something like this, maybe. Yeah, I guess that's true. That is true. K Command could be better than Bone Crusher, I guess. Especially on the draw. I do really like attacking their hand. Hazoret's interesting versus them too, but they have a lot of exile removal, so I'm not really sure if I like Hazoret here. It's probably not bad. Maybe a little better on the play. The problem is they just have so many good ways to beat Hazoret. Some of them, I mean, just being counter magic. Counter magic's really good against Haz. I think we're going to try this. Not good, but fine. We'll keep it. Classic hand that can't beat a temp lockdown right now, but do not think it's a mulligan. That's pretty good. Should have played my den first. That was a bit of a mistake. It'll look really stupid if I draw a token or a hive. Okay, well, we drew another black cleave. Not punished, thankfully. I'm just going to play a copter here, I think. Yep. Oh, they're missing lands, huh? Trespasser gets around like vetoes and stuff, so I probably play Trespasser here. I think I'm also not going to attack here. I guess, like, what are they going to do? Get lost it? Get lost is kind of embarrassing here. But get lost here is even more embarrassing, right? I guess that makes temp lockdown a lot better, though. Yeah, I actually want them to kill this because temp lock. They almost certainly have a lockdown. They kept their hand. I will let them get lost, my smuggler's copter. Yeah, they're not even doing it. Checks out. Think I pitch a Croxa. I think that makes sense. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought would happen, which is why we made the attack. Yeah, they have multiple temp lockdowns in hand, which is why I kept the copter. Okay. Not a bad draw. I'm going to go Harvester, and then I'm going to map onto it twice, I think. And then obviously crew attack. Okay. It's fine. Now I'm going to probably play another Harvester crew attack. Which 2-drop is the worst? Probably the second copter. I don't know. Maybe it's not the copter, actually. Maybe it's the Blood Tithe. Could just be a Fable, too. Maybe I'm being too greedy. Yeah, actually, I'm going to pitch a Fable. That's kind of wild, but I do think it's correct. All right, well, it's not a white source, so that's insanely good for me. Ooh, that's pretty good, too. They just go inti and then crew. Yeah. Inti last. Yeah, I'll pitch another copter. A little copter flooded over here. Okay, that's insanely good. No thank you. Alright, I'm actually just going to use my maps and my blood. Nice. Just a casual divination off my opponent's get lost. Go ahead. Oh, their temp lockdown doesn't look that good anymore. Sure. Because now I just get to Croaks of them and play a copter. Yeah, I am in a blood. Think it's the hive. Trigger inti. Not a bad one. Well, now I might just double trespasser them. We'll see, though. Could go Fable Trespasser. Yeah, it might be Fable Trespasser. I don't know. Double Trespasser makes them play a spell. Could also get a tap land in and then play Trespasser Copter. Maybe that's best. That's best into Caracol, actually. Didn't realize it was nighttime. Okay, opponent's had enough. I'll take it. Yeah, I was going to set up Hive there. We were going to go tap land Copter. Also, really just to get over the Caracol that they could play next turn. We get to punch them for at least 3. And then we get to keep sculpting our cards. We get to Croaks of them. They were in a lot of trouble. That's what happens when you miss a bunch of lands, I guess. That was so brutal for them, too. Get Lost drew me not only 2 lands, but 2 man lands. Unbelievable how bad that was. And they had to pitch to the Trespasser, too. $27? Do you mean 27 Caracols? Lands. Okay. I thought you were just trolling. Yeah, I'm going to keep it. It's not the best hand ever. Opponent might be on Azorius control. That's what they were playing before. No companion's a little sus, but I'm going to keep. There we go. This is the league I wanted. Just give me blue-white every round so we can learn. All right, their hand is awful. I think I just take the Emperor here, honestly. I can work through everything else. The make disappears annoying against Trespasser, but pretty easy take Emperor, I think. I'll take their good card and I'll work through everything else. Yep. Probably just play Kroxa. I could also just go pass and then stomp them. And then just cast this. Because that's the thing I would like to get countered the most. I kind of like that the most, actually. Yet again, by the way, basic in my opening hand versus blue-white control. Just insane. Go. Face. It's just funny, man. It's just so ridiculous. Cast this. Go. Okay. Okay. I would like this to not get caught by Make Disappear, so I think I'm going to wait a turn on it. I think I actually might just Kroxa here. I could also just buy Jag, I guess. Buy Jag is pretty reasonable here. I'm actually going to do that. Buy Gigantha. Play Den of the Bugbear. Go. Hopefully they don't have Absorb. That would quite suck. Guess I could wait one more turn. I could just Kroxa and then play Tap Land, and then next turn I have double 3-drop available. Has Gigantha been better than Shelly? I think maybe in this archetype it is because you're a Copter Inti deck, so the extra resource I think matters a lot more in this deck than it does in other decks. Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty hard to... we would have to be playing different spells if I played Children too, right? So it's like... it's really hard to answer that question. Like, what would my cuts be for Shieldred in the main deck, and then I wouldn't have that 8th card? I actually think I might Kroxa and then double 3 next turn. Because Trespasser into Absorb there is just so bad. Temp Lockdown, sure. And in 2 turns, I can Jag through Make Disappear, which is a big deal to me, too. Cycle a Typhoon. Okay. I don't like my odds here. This is not really where you want to be. They can get me with a Make Disappear here, too. It should be just total ass, but... I guess Make Disappear is the least of my concerns. Emperor and Deluge are so much worse. I am going to jam Fable here and bait a veto, because I really do not want them to Deluge right now. Like, I do not want their 4-mana play to happen. Yeah, that's fine. Veto's good. Go. Alright, well this is sick. Next turn I get to Croxa them, and then buy back Croxa and Croxa them again. Now they have another Tef in hand, so that's a disaster, but... Okay. Croxa you. And then buy back Croxa, Croxa you again. It's very good, yeah. Agreed. They pitch the veto. Like I said, I think their last card is almost certainly Tef. Tef and then something else. I mean, I'm gonna Croxa buyback. It's pretty easy. Oop. Okay, trigger. Pitch another Teferi. Right, I'd like to map. Sick. Love it when maps draw cards. Yeah, you got it. I assume maybe a verdict is coming. Maybe a temp lockdown. Might just be another temp lockdown, but it's fine. Yeah, that sucks, but whatever. Gigantha Blood Tithe go? I believe that's the play. Fire Up Den is interesting too, but we can do that next turn, I guess. Leave land in hand for this blood. Go. I don't understand why people are playing this deck with no companion. It's mind-boggling to me. Alright, opponent says this is not beatable. To be fair, I have a Den, so it might not be beatable. Alright, well, so far, Inti, Copter, Rakdos has not actually felt worse into blue-white, but we have not played against Yorion blue-white either. I do think that matters a little bit, but... What did we do last time? We brought this in. Can't remember if I had this in my deck or not. I think I did. Cut these. Cut the torch. I think we shaved a trespass. No. What did we do? Maybe I just didn't have this in my deck, if I remember correctly. Because they're on... Or no, this opponent's not on Kahira, so they could easily be playing Dream Trawler. I'm going to have this in my deck. Wonder if there's any world where we should shave a Copter to be better against, like, Temp Lockdown a little bit. And it gets harder to crew. Yeah, I agree. Pioneer does kind of feel like a 4-deck race. Feels like it's blue-white, Rakdos, Phoenix, and then insert other deck here. Could be Amalia, could be... Convoke's kind of gotten put away because of all the temp lockdowns, but it's going to get a big boost when it has 8 Thraben Inspectors now. Opponent does probably have Chromos. Yeah, it's pretty likely. What did we do last time? We boarded these out. I remember that. I think we didn't bring this in last time. But I do think here it might be right. Maybe I just have 1 K command. I think 1 K command is fine. We'll keep the 4 Copters. The thing is, like, you just don't extend into temp lockdown, and if you're getting attacks off the Copter, it's just so bad for them. I feel like if you can't name the 4th deck, it's more than 4 decks. All right, Mac, you got me there. Let's put it this way. The top 3 is pretty obvious. All right, I'm going to keep. Yeah, all those. That's true. There is no way they kept 6 lands memory deluge. Okay? People out here, man. People are just. This is not the first time this week a blue white player has done this versus us. Just absolute psycho shit. I get it. Like, I play a lot of hand hate, but come on, man. Like, crazy as hell. Narset. Okay, I'll be attacking and killing that. What did we pick up there? Temporary lockdown. Trespasser. Eat your deluge, kill your Narset. Yep. It's kind of awkward because, yeah. Oh, verdict. Come on, man. That's so annoying. So I know their hand is what? Castle. Pathways in play. So I know these. I guess I could just play Fable here. Fable here is fine. What are they going to do? Lock down my Goblin? I definitely don't want to go blank them yet. Yeah, this is fine. Do this. Play this tapped go. We want to save the blood for when I play inti later. And there's really no reason to use the blood here because I can just get the value. Okay, dude, you got it, man. Goblin dealt with. Do I just no discard here? Go blank them Blood Tithe? I mean, that seems quite good. I kind of like that. Just put them down to 1 card. Hmm. Yeah, I think that's right. I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe I get greedy and pitch the land. It seems like a pretty good go blank turn though. Yeah, I'm just gonna say no. Shocks, they can't make disappear it. Otawara pathway, sure. Play this go. Yep. Hmm. What is the best play here? In this matchup? Yeah, I do. Is that a troll question or are you being for real? No, kind of serious. Yeah, I think it's quite a bit better. But it Yeah, I agree with you, Mac. I don't know. It just changed, man. Like some people play change the equation. Graveyard gets around that. Um, I think change the equation is one reason, a pretty big one. Eating deluge is a pretty big deal. Graveyard, a lot of times 2-for-1's your opponent. With how I play the matchup, just a million hand hate effects. If they're losing cards, it can let me hellbend them quicker. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think it just changed. Because I agree. It used to, like, I'm boarding out Bone Crushers now, which, like, a year and a half ago, that would have seemed insane. Maybe it is still wrong, but I just have so many other good cards that I think it's right to not have Bone. Um, yeah, exactly. 4 Duress, 2 Croxa, 4 Thoughtseize, 3 Go Blank. Like, I just rip people's hands to shreds. That is true. Yeah, I've been main decking Go Blank in mid, and it's felt nice. I think I just do this. Do we blood right now? Definitely could see doing that. Problem is then I don't get the card till... Yeah, no, I think I just attack and pass. No. And we're just going to do the blood, probably. I don't even know. Is that even good? Is it better to just pick up Giganta here? It may be better to just put Giganta in my hand. Kind of tricky. Because, like, if they play a sweeper, I'd like to follow up with a 5-5. I think that's what I'm supposed to do. Go. Because I'm still going to have the blood play with this second inti, right? Well, that's probably worst possible for me is them having a deluge there. Very bad news. Them doing nothing, I'm sure, is great for me. All right, first thing I'm going to try to do is clone the Harvester, I think. And we get to really try to get value on this inti. March the Harvester. Okay. That's fine. They get a shock Jam Giganta. I mean, they can counter it, but guess I attack first. It's pretty likely they might have a counter here, but go. Oh, wow. Okay. Get lost. Sure. Deluge number 2. It's pretty annoying. They're definitely not out of the woods here, though. I mean, this is... That's pretty annoying. Definitely helps them. Duress is a pretty good draw, though. All right. Let's lead on Duress. Take this. Try to just bait their Field of Ruin activation, I guess. Let's map onto this. Might have been that. Map onto this again. Maybe onto this time. So I'm not cloning anything here, but it's close. Croxa. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to draw that and just play it twice. Yeah, I think that's gonna be the play. Draw it, play it twice. That's 6 damage. I think it seems kind of good. Fire this up. And I get to blood into it as well. I guess I don't even fire this up. Because I'd rather have the mana. Alright, combat. Six you. No. Go. Okay, so I want the Croxa, I believe, to go to exile. So let's do this. Do I even get to control that? I don't even know. No, I don't. Okay. Okay. Go. I think opponent is just dead, but we'll see. I think maybe they drew a farewell, which doesn't even do anything here, funny enough. They still have a Hallowed Fountain in hand, right? I think they're just dead. I have no idea how they get out of this. March white card doesn't do it. Yeah, they're just dead. Croxa you. Yeah. Have lethal in play as well. All right, awesome. Well, we beaten blue-white twice. Should have fielded before end step. Yes, they should have. I agree. Something blue-white is a hard deck. Yep. Hard deck, hard to play against, too. Yeah, Mac, you're not wrong, dude. I've played him 3 times in the last, week and a half. He was aggro before today. Seeing him on blue-white is pretty weird. He's playing, red-white legends. Yeah, red-black's a bad matchup for blue-white, I do agree. Especially if you don't have a companion. I don't think you're even favored with the Orion the way I built my deck, but you are certainly not favored if you don't have companion. Especially when I have a companion. I'm just up another resource. Yeah, I agree with that, Mac. I think stock into stock is, yep, I agree. But I just refuse to lose to blue-white, so. Who knows how much percentage I'm actually gaining, but it's certainly some. Excuse me. Oh, god damn it. Oh. How do I board with this versus humans? This build right here. Duress is out for sure. Croak's out. I would go Duresses, Croaks is out. Edict in, Bone Crusher in, Torch in, Hidetsugu in, and then I'd bring Hidetsugu in probably for something else. Oh, the 4 Bankbuster build? I don't know. We'll have to go look at that. I don't think this hand is a keep, but it's actually, like, kind of close. Inti is just so busted. And I do have 2 man lands, and I have a companion to pick up. So this is, like, not... Oh, we're playing against Ginger, so it's a Rakdos mirror. Yeah, we probably can't keep this versus Ginger. Yeah, it's probably too loose. I don't know. Depends how good I think just like Thoughtseize you, pick up Gigantha, have Manlands is. Like there's still an argument this might be good enough. If this hand were on the draw, I'd be even more likely to keep it, I think. But I actually might try this. I guess I just don't have anything other than Thoughtseize. I have nothing that really matters. All right, Elmo. It's close though. This hand is so much better. The question is, would I rather have Blood Tithe or Second Thoughtseize? Yeah, I'm not sure how he builds it either, Mac. I actually think I want to get rid of Harvester here and just go like Thoughtseize you, Thoughtseize you. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, Mac, that's true. Then we don't get to buy Gigantha or cast our 3-drops. Maybe that's okay. I don't know. I kind of want to curve and hit lands because of the Gigantha specifically. Maybe a normal Rakdos mid, I'd be more into that play. Yeah, I think it is probably Seize. Then we just curve well. Yeesh. All right, well, that's a good-ass hand. I guess I just take the Fable, and we move on. That's fine. And yeah, this is like... If he duresses here, it'll be insanely good, because he gets nothing. So we've already basically recovered on the mulligan. Okay, that's an unbelievably good draw. Play this on red, go. I wonder if I actually should have played this, so I could have played this. Yeah, I agree, Mac, but the thing is, Rakdos just isn't that popular right now, you know? I play a third in the board for Rakdos, like almost exclusively for Rakdos, but like it's not good into Phoenix, and I don't think it's that good into blue-white either. That's the problem. Which I think warrant a higher percentage of the meta than Rakdos mirrors at the moment. And there are really no aggro decks to speak of. Not many, at least. I don't know. I mean, third Bone Crusher is totally doable. It could be better than the Go Blank, but that I play normally. I don't know what to do here. I think I just play Fable, probably. He stomps, but then I have pretty good follow-ups. Yeah, we're going to Fable. Go. Yep. So Thoughtseize maybe incoming here? Nope. Play Bone Crusher. I think play Bone Crusher is a pretty good play. Yeah. That is an awkward as hell land. I need to bin that. I wonder if I was supposed to play this on red last turn. Maybe I was. That might have been a mistake. I didn't think about it enough at the time. Hmm. I kind of want to pitch another card here, but I don't know what it's supposed to be. Maybe the Inti because it's a legend. I could buy that. I think that's what I'm going to do. Play this. Play a red source. Not feeling good here. Yeah, that's a nightmare. Oh, he might have missed a land, though. He did. Okay. Sick. I think it's a pretty easy attack for me. If he blocks, I can just stomp the bank. He's probably just not going to do that. I don't know. Maybe he will block. I'm going to let him have it. Okay. They can just play Hive and pick up Jeg. Could maybe Blood here, I guess. It's like kind of free to Blood here. Gives me more options. Yeah, let's do that. We'll pitch this. Not great draw steps for me outside of that Fable. The Fable was a good draw, but we've not had a good draw since. Go ahead. Yep. And now he just gets to dominate the game with Bankbuster. Jeez, dude. No spells for me today, apparently. Hazaret might catch him by surprise in post board, though. That'll be nice. Definitely not game one. Post board, I bet the Hazarets will be very good. The K commands are really good. I think we can beat him post board. I also don't think my draw was particularly good this game, but I mean, it was fine. We're on a mulligan, and now we've kind of just flooded out. God, playing this into the go for the throat is so awkward, but I think it's right. Yep. Not even sure if I should play that. I think I should just because I've got a reflection, all that, but yep. Just getting buried by the bank buster. Classic game. That was a really good draw. That was a really good draw. If there were ever a card that could get me out, maybe that's one. I guess I attack for 2. And then I Kroxa my opponent twice. Probably a 3-for-1 here. He's going to have to discard 2 spells and then kill it. Not the worst. Having to play the land here is lame as hell, but... Oh no, he discarded a Kroxa? Damn it, Ginger. I guess that makes sense, but... Oh, that sucks so bad. Triggers... 2 Kroxas? Come on, man. Oh, it's so brutal. Yep. Don't really know how I'm going to get out of this. Don't really think I will be. This is a spot where I really wish I had that main deck Go Blank to just peel. But I wish I was playing non-inti Copter into this matchup anyway. I think Bankbuster is definitely better than Copter here, assuming you don't fall behind. Sure. It's kind of a surprise. God, my draws have just not been great. Stomp this. Play this, clone it, attack. I guess I'm supposed to play the land too, because they can just Kroxa it away. I'd kind of like the option to channel it, though, if he doesn't play Kroxa, but playing Kroxa seems kind of easy. Tricky spot for me. I think I do have to play it. It's like awkward. It's almost better in my yard with the Kroxa. You know what? I'm going to leave it in my hand. I think discarding it is actually better than putting into play with the Kroxa in the yard. Maybe he'll think I have a Fatal Push, too. I mean, it's a pretty easy play Kroxa regardless, but... Just imagine if we played good Rakdos. Yeah, I mean, we've still been having a really good day. We're 6-1, but a few of those matches are obviously against not tier stuff. Yep. About to be 6-2. Yeah, probably. We'll see. We got 2 more games to play. This one's not even over either, so definitely got a chance. I'd say we're certainly not ahead, but winnable game. Okay. All right, well, drawing another land was not the out. Let's move on. All right, Hazaret, Bone Crusher, K-Command, K-Command. I don't think the rest is actually good. Children's Edict is interesting to me. I might actually want it here. It's like, okay. Duress out. Now I'm on the play. What do we want to cut? Blood Tithe Harvester might be the worst card. I'm on the play, so Torch might not be necessary. Probably want this on the draw, but not the play. I think it's probably Blood Tithe. It's my assumption. Maybe the Edict isn't necessary. It might just not be, to be honest. And then 2 Blood Tithe. I could definitely buy that. I think this makes sense to me. And then on the draw, we'll probably change fairly significantly what we do, but yeah, it's good. Play this tap, go. Could have Fatal Push here. If he has Push, I'd probably prefer that he kills maybe Inti. I do have 4 of those in my deck. Inti's also so busted if I get to Fable Trigger with it, which I probably won't, but no, it's kind of close. Maybe I do this Harvester. Yeah, I'm gonna Harvester. It's just so unlikely that the Inti would survive. And now later I get to Inti Blood, hopefully. Okay. It's fine. I'm just going to play this, play Fable. Go. He could sack the Harvester and kill my Goblin. I don't really care if he does that. Okay. He plays Fable. Maybe a Trespasser, but probably his own Fable. Yep. A little late on that. It's awkward. And pitch one of these for sure. The Croxa is like pretty debatable, I think. But I probably do want lands. Yeah. Okay. Let's Thoughtseize you. Probably going to take the Shieldred here. It's definitely Shieldred. I think I just go inti. And then pop blood, discard this, get a thing. It's probably pretty good. Sets up Kroxa next turn, potentially. I think I like that. All right. Playing into Stomp. Yeah, I think that's fine. Dude, I'm already going to flip a Fable. Like, it's not like I'm not going to have stompable things anyway. I think this is pretty crucial because it turns my blood into 2 cards, basically. It turns this Blood Crypt into 2 new cards. I think that matters quite a bit here. Also, if they stomp it, that guarantees Kroxa. So it's like not even a guarantee they would do that. They probably will, but he might just stomp my Fable. He might care more about my Fable than my Inti. It's not easy. Okay. Preacher. Nope. Killing my Inti. Okay. Trespasser is not bad. That is also not bad. All right. That is also not bad. I guess I probably want to go Trespasser Thoughtseize here. Take the Preacher. Get this down. They stomp here, I think, which is fine. Kills the Inti. Okay. I guess he does just have a Blood Tithe right there. Go. He probably kills my Reflection with Blood Tithe, maybe. Sure. Sure. God damn it. What a fucking good draw. God, this is so awkward, man. Now I can't get Revolt either. Dude, that was so obnoxious, man. Ugh. God, dude. So close. There's just like no way he blocks ever, but I'm going to attack. Wow. All right. Well, all of a sudden I have a chance. I don't know if that was a good play from him. I don't think it was, to be completely honest. Would I rather pick up Giganta or play a copter and have crew block available. I kind of like 5/5's like kind of hard for him to beat. I don't know. It's really close. More Rakdos, yeah. I don't know. This is close as to what I'm supposed to do. I think I just pick up Jag. I guess he is still ahead right now, but it's not by a ton. I think I just hold this. Jag, go. Rakdos Gaming, yeah. Yeah, I do play a lot of Rakdos. No question about it, but I don't know, man. I'm testing for the PT now. Like, I'm just going to jam Rakdos every day, probably. It's just how it is. Because I am almost certainly playing Rakdos. It's just really what flavor will I play. Okay. No attacks, a sign of weakness. His hand is obviously not good. I'm just going to do this for now. Could maybe Thoughtseize next turn. He could certainly have like a push or something, but I'm going to wait. I'm really suspecting he might have a push over there. Could even have multiple, but we'll see. Not a bad draw. All right, let's go ahead and Thoughtseize you. That's so annoying. Okay. Okay, he did have push. How much damage do I take to kill this? A lot. But I might win the race. I mean, I would win the race on board. Kill this, fire up 7U. Does me so much damage. I think maybe I'm supposed to do it, though, to be completely honest. It's pretty close. I think his top decks are just better than mine, so I feel like that's part of the reason I should do this, is like, he has Bank Busters, I don't. God, dude, what a peel, man. That is so frustrating. God damn it. Who knows? Maybe I should have waited and not been aggressive, but I think being aggressive made sense. Obviously very frustrating. If I would have waited, I might have been able to win here. We still kind of would have just been in a staring match. Technically not game over. Let's play this. Fiving him makes sense. Go block chump. I think it actually might. Go. If he draws a dud, he's actually still kind of behind. You've got to be kidding. All right. I mean, that's not a great draw, but it's pretty good. It's a blocker, which is frustrating. And it gains him life. Dude, his draws were so good. So frustrating. Okay, so he clearly drew something busted. Because he's literally killing himself to a removal spell here, so he must have something. There's no way he makes this attack if he doesn't have another follow-up. 6U. I have to hit. Oh, I can't even do that. Yeah. All right. Dead. Oh. So lame, dude. So lame. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm supposed to put him in top deck mode like that. I think I am. I do think the top of his deck is better than the top of my deck. I think I would do it again, but the fact that he just went spell from that spot when he still has Thought Seizes in his deck too. So we've literally seen a Thought Seize this game, if I remember right. I think we've seen a Thought. Maybe we haven't actually, but I assume he left them in. I don't know. Maybe he didn't. Against Inti Copter, it's a little different, but all right, whatever. On to the next one. He definitely did top deck better than me in that position. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting to think about what happens that game if I hold, but I was getting low on clock too. Yeah, it's kind of disgusting because I thought seized his only spell when I thought seized Preacher a long time ago too. So he did a good job at just drawing spells that game. I guess he never drew a Bankbuster, which I can be kind of thankful for, but that's part of the problem in that matchup, I think, is that we just don't have a Bankbuster, and they have probably three or four. Ginger doesn't usually play four; he's usually on three, but just so unlikely to beat a Bankbuster. All right, well, we're keeping this. Opponent maybe on Phoenix. This will be a good test. See if this deck can handle Phoenix. I don't think it will be good into Phoenix. Hazarets will help after board, but and all the go blanks and stuff, but I'm a little worried about the Phoenix matchup with this build. Okay, Phoenix it is. The mulligan and they're on the play is pretty helpful, I'll say that. Thoughts, you? Okay. Well, I'm going to take their Prismari command. It's a real hand of cards there. That's a hand that could just lose to Blood Tithe Harvester beatdown, to be completely honest. Play this. Go. Okay. 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 Well, they haven't found a cruise, so that's nice. I haven't found a spell, which is not nice, but... It's a pretty easy play Blood Tithe and Blood Away, a Blood Crypt here, I think. They might have a Picklock Prankster, given that they left up 2 mana, didn't play this tapped. It kind of signals that to me. If we could keep missing crews, that'd be good. Okay. I don't really care about any of that, to be honest. It was a pretty bad one. Hopefully he just goes like Shock, cast a Phoenix. That would be very ideal here. He did take the burn spell. Okay, so they're just going to go Picklock, Prankster, burn. Okay, doing that. And not playing Prankster has another Prankster. Well, there's 2 Phoenixes and 1 unknown over there. Inti is nice. Inti is nice. Do I play the Inti here? I think I'm supposed to. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to. Opponent could have exactly another burn spell for the Inti, but it's not the end of the world. Because then you just have 2 birds left. Pretty beatable, I think. Combat. Lightning Axe, kill the Inti. Okay. Well, now I can fire up a Hive and eat a bird. Play this on black, I guess. Go. Okay. The question is, am I supposed to push this? I think I probably am. Because then I get in for 6. Alright, let's eat a Phoenix. Sure. Well, they finally found a treasure cruise. It's pretty frustrating. But they were bound to find one eventually, I guess. Hmm. I think it's probably best to just go Harvester, Harvester, go, but good fire up Hive, put them to 3, guaranteed. Don't love that, though. Play this, play this. Oh, do I want a blood right now? A tap land, but I don't even know if I would play a tap land here. I don't know. There's a world where I'd play like another Hive or a Den. I'll blood. I don't think waiting does much. Alright, I'm definitely not playing that. Go. Sure. Okay. Alright, well, they have to go to 4. Lightning Axe. Okay, they get a bird. Okay. Uh. So, I think the play is Harvester, kill bird, Harvester, kill bird, fire up Hive, attack you, put you to 1, eat a bird? Yeah, that's so tricky. God, this is such a weird game. And then I probably want to play the land because another land drop could represent kill blocker, kill you if they don't play 2 pranksters. God, what a weird game, man. This means that Stomp would be lethal off the top, or Trespasser too. Yeah, I'm going to make this play. I think this is very bizarre, but it is correct, I'm pretty sure. Kroxa could kill them playing it this way too, depending on, you know, how things go. Go. Okay. Sure. Iteration into the bin. Okay. Land drop. Okay. No attack signals weakness. That's interesting. God, I think I'm supposed to play that. I think I just kill this, take 3, and then pick up Jeggy. Go. Okay. The question is this good enough? Is 5/5 good enough? I don't actually think it is. I think I should probably just blood right now. Like, I kind of want the man lands. And I'm really just digging to Stomp and Trespasser, both of which win the game. A Duress effect might be okay, too. Kroxa probably kills them as well. I'm just going to blood this away. I don't think I have time for this. Okay, that's pretty good, honestly. Okay, I'm going to Duress. And then we got to think again about what to do. Probably just firing up Hive and eating their Phoenix, though. Very likely. And then they can, like, I guess maybe I eat the Iteration, but if I eat the bird, that's 3 Phoenixes that are just gone forever. It's kind of tricky. Yeah. Well, Den does, too. They have to go eat 1/1 and then... What the hell is this? Flash that back. Okay. They have a Consider. Dwari. That is an interesting line. Huh. I could just go pay and then Fable. It kind of feels like they have a burn spell with this play to me. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go pay, Fable you, rip your burn spell that they almost certainly have in hand. Yep. Because you're never making this play if your hand is better than that. Yep. Go. I am in a lot of danger. My opponent has only drawn one cruise in this game, so. But the good news is they just had to spew their iteration on that Dwari, which I do believe was the correct play from them, honestly, but it was a really good line, actually. Heads up Phoenix play. All right, well, now they're just dead. Stomp you. Highly doubt they're main decking negate, but even if they are, they're still dead because I fire up Hive and send both, and they can't double and not die to Shaman. Sick. Not usual that Bone Crusher wins the game versus Phoenix, but sometimes it's good enough. Hazaret, Hazaret. Go blank, go blank, go blank. Duress, Duress. Torch. Alright, I feel like I'm going to trim Copters. Just really hard to crew. I think I cut all my Harvesters. Probably something like this. Maybe I'm supposed to split the difference on Harvester and Inti. That probably makes sense. I think I'm going to do this. We're doing pretty good, man. How about you? You still been playing Pal World? When I went to sleep, I was level 25 last night, so. I also built my second base. The game is a lot of gas, dude. It's very fun. Nice, dude. Nice. That's probably the right thing to do is play a little bit Amulet, get ready for Denver, you know? How are the disputes? Sick, man. I believe it. It's kind of hilarious in not open deck lists, too. You're going to get people with that a lot. In open deck lists, it's different, but yeah, in random leagues, you're going to just. I imagine people are not playing around that typically. Alright, we'll reveal this. We're going to keep it. I've got Hazaret, 2 Trespassers, and a Go Blank. It's not going to be a good hand against Crackling Drake, but hopefully we can draw some action. We also could get got by a Ledger Shredder, but it is a keep. Go. Okay. Nice. Beating Scam twice is sick. With Amulet. These have been horrible draws to start the game for me. So that's pretty lame. Play this pass, I guess. Probably going to lead on Trespasser, but we'll see. Oh, they have a Phoenix in their bin. Yeah, I don't want to get this to. I don't want this getting Dwaried or like Spell Pierced or whatever. Okay, they get to take a Slight here, I think. I love that they blind flipped a Phoenix with their consider, by the way. Well done, opponent. Good work. That is good Phoenix playing. Coffers player was pissed about Spell Pierce? I bet he was. Jesus, dude. Opponent blind flips a Phoenix, and I haven't drawn a spell, so nice. I'm going to try to do this. At least if it gets Dwaried, they're not pick locking again. Okay. So fucking stupid, dude. Alright. Can I draw an answer to this, please? We have plenty of answers. Okay. I think I just have to go blank. Who knows? Maybe my keep was just a little too loose, but you can't really bank on just not drawing a spell in the first. Like, I have so many castable spells. Drew actual 0. First spell drawn was turn 4, which means my 5th cards. We've had 80% lands for my draw steps this game. Sure. The good news is I drew this so I can Fatal Push if I draw one. Bro, give me a break. Okay, that's a little more reasonable. I'm still just going to die to it, but fucking stupid. And yeah, all right, sure. 6 draw steps, 5 of them were lands. The 24 land deck, that sounds reasonable to me. Now, the interesting thing is, do I take the draw with this deck like I do with Rack Mid? I don't think so. I think that's more for that deck. This one is much more aggressively tilted, so I think I'm supposed to take the play. Huh. I don't know. It's interesting. I think we still execute the being on the draw game plan pretty well. Oh, whatever. We're here to learn. I'm going to take the draw. I know it's kind of wild with Hazaret, but the problem is if I don't draw Hazaret, taking the play doesn't really gain me much. Like, when you think about how that last game just went, I still lose. Play or draw, it doesn't even matter, but I would have been further behind. He called you an ape, huh, DVZ? What a dude. There's also always the upside of maybe opponent doesn't realize I put them on the. Well, we're keeping this. Thoughts easy. What a fucking annoying hand. Um, I think I take the Prankster, and then I'll rip the Drake with the next one, and then I'll go blank them. That's gotta make sense. The rest was a hell of a draw, too. All right. Duresu. Okay, we'll take an Opt, and then we'll Thoughtseize the Drake. You did not draw a fucking Treasure Cruise, dude. Give me a break. So they have Otawara, and that's all I know. I may actually just Trespasser here. That is so frustrating, dude. Sure. Okay. Take a look in the Salt channel. I will have to do that, man. That sounds so ridiculous. What a lucky fucker, dude. Alright. Well, that's nice. At least it's about what my opponent deserves for how they've drawn so far. Alright, play this on red, I think, actually. Dude, will you just stop having perfects every single turn, opponent? Oh my god, man. Such unbelievable draws. They play like 2 of this card. God damn it, dude. Whatever. Play my cards. Go. Fucking so stupid. Yeah, I mean, this guy's draws were just complete fucking bullshit, to be honest. Cruz with exactly enough cards to play it on turn 3, or they were going to get go blanked out of the game. That was definitely not the right thing to do from my opponent. Because now I can draw another Blood Tide. They were supposed to let me have the inti. Of course, why would they? Why would they get punished for making a silly play? All right. Well, I don't know. Maybe it was still right to play kill the inti because inti gives me another draw, but well, whatever. Blood. Sick. All right. Well, yeah, pretty annoying. Pretty annoying. Whatever. Don't really know. But Ginger ran really hot on us too. Whatever. We did 4-1 our first league. Most of my draws have been pretty good today, so I guess I shouldn't really bitch that much. Triple and 8 spell is a pretty great draw from me, too. But whatever. Hey, funny guy. Appreciate it, man. Classic Dykeman gameplay. Yeah. Classic me losing, I guess. I guess it's a good thing when most of the games you lose are your opponents just peeling like animals. Because you're never winning those games anyway. All right, let's try to get out of here with a 3-2. Like it. All right. I'm not saying that. Do I play No. No, I do not play Inti in normal Rakdos. I don't think it's good enough in normal Rack mid, personally, but it's a good card. I don't really fault anybody for doing it, but I find it hard enough to find space as it is. I don't have room for Inti. Your opponent did it, why can't you? Because we're going to behave a little more appropriately. I don't know if this hand's a keep. I think I am going to keep it, but there are some real problems with this hand. I wish it were on the play, I'll tell you that much. Okay, Phoenix again. God, just imagine if I just like had two bank busters in my hand. Like this would actually be a pretty good hand. Two bank busters, and then this would be like Shieldred. Like if we were normal Rakdos, I would not hate our chances here, but this is gonna potentially get ugly. All right. Well, I'm gonna play a copter. Go. We're just not gonna be able to execute. Is the issue? I don't feel like. Uh-huh. Fable's a pretty good draw there. I probably just want to play Fable now. And I do still crew an attack. Hopefully they don't have Dwari Disruption, but can't really, I don't think, play around it, so. That's super awkward. Now they can't impulse me because they have to take this. There's no option. So now Impulse doesn't work. It has to be Lightning Axe, which they don't have. Sick. That's one of the worst pick locks I've ever seen. And it was still very good, but... Alright. Draw, discard. Probably a land. Yeah, I know I don't want 5th land anytime soon, so let's get rid of that right now. Maybe they don't have a burn spell at all, because not killing the token is interesting. I guess maybe they just don't care, though. Yeah, I'll probably pitch a Phoenix. Okay. Cast Treasure Cruise. Yeah. Okay. Well, at least they don't have Phoenix, I guess. Yikes. Okay. That's a pretty okay draw, I guess. Alright, how do I want to play this? I feel like Blood Tithe is ass. Second Copter might actually be okay. They might want to play a Copter after they kill this one. Maybe it's just land. I don't really need it to land drop here. I think it's still kind of good, though. I want to be able to double spell later, but I might draw more lands. Double spelling is kind of bad with Ledger Shredder. I don't know. This is kind of greedy, but I think it's right, honestly. Okay, that's kind of insane, actually. I think I'm just supposed to Trespasser this turn. Because it makes Impulse pretty awkward here. They have to, like, Impulse the Trespasser, and then I do get to attack with the Copter and get a loot. Crew. Could have Lightning Axe, I guess, but that'd be okay. Okay, they do not. Let's go. Trigger. I think I pitched the second Fatal Push. Yeah, their hand is probably like Fiery Impulse, various other things. I don't know. We'll find out soon, I guess. That makes sense. More cruises. Yep. Okay. We did not. We did not. Unfortunately. It's another treasure cruise. Yeah. Sure. At least they're still not killing anything. Alright, this is going to be a pretty interesting turn, actually. I mean, I do get to push through. Maybe grow the Copter here, get some inti triggers. Okay. Let's push the Shredder. Play inti. Crewcopter off inti attack. I will be discarding to it as well to give it a counter. Or is it better to attack Trespasser? It's kind of interesting. Attacking Trespasser might actually be the better play. It gets to eat something and then gets out of impulse range. So they have to like lightning axe it. Copter gives me more value. Gets me further in my deck. But eating cards is kind of real. Maybe I'm supposed to grow the Trespasser. It's kind of insane. You're kind of fine sending both. Well, we don't want to really send both, because then they just trade Phoenix with one of them, right? I don't like that. I don't want to lose either one. I want my board to stay. I think that's kind of not good. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting for sure, but I don't think we're ahead. They have 7 cards in hand. We're ahead on board, but I don't know if we're actually ahead in the game. I think I'm just going to attack with Trespasser, put a counter on it, eat their Ledger Shredder. Puts them to presumably 7. Yeah. I'm just going to send Trespasser. And probably at this point, discard second Smuggler's Copter. Oh, yeah. Now I get the Thoughtseize them here, too. That's nice. I think I do want to Thoughtseize them here. Yeah, definitely. Their hand is actually pretty bad. If I just take Prankster, their hand doesn't do anything. I'm going to take Prankster. Go. Let's see if opponent can get out of this. It's going to be tough. Well, we did just lose to it, but I think my opponent ran pretty damn well, to be honest. Probably need to change our plan a little bit, maybe, going into... We tried to put them on the draw, or put them on the play like we did with Rack Mid, and it didn't quite work out, so... Maybe I try to be more aggressive this time. Okay. That's fine. They drew a lightning axe? Oh, okay. Alright, that's fine. Okay, so they still have Trespass, Spire Bluff Canal, Otawara. They just don't have this Pierce. Okay. Attacking? What? That attack is insane. What a madman. Alright. Could have even crewed and blocked there, but I don't think that's right. Alright. If I fire up Den here, can I kill them? I don't think so. I mean, this is just easy. Crew this. I guess attacking Den doesn't really make sense. Because then they get to put Shredder on Den. Pick lock here. They go to 2. I guess they go to 1 because the 1-1. Is he dead? I don't think he is dead. But maybe I trample the Den. What if we put a counter and trample the Den? And don't put a counter here. They can't double block here. They die. I guess they could go hug. No, then they die. I don't know. We'll let them figure it out. Click this first. Then whatever. Hit your pick lock. It never seems to end. Okay. I said, I think I do it here. And then I just don't believe they have good blocks. I guess they go hug chump. Yeah, they go to 1. Oh, that was exact lethal? Oh, yeah. Yeah, so they couldn't block that way. They had to lose their Shredder. Yeah, so this is definitely the right attack. The only correct block was lose Shredder, and if they lose Shredder, I don't think Trespass beats me. Yeah, it was a terrible block, I agree. It was somebody who got greedy. They just didn't see it. All right. I've had enough of losing to this Phoenix bullshit, so let's not lose to him again. Opponent did help us out there with a pretty suspect block. Maybe Copter is just good enough. I don't know. Typically, I do this, right? Typically in rack mid, we like board all these out. And then I need to figure out 2 more cuts from here. One for the money. Huh. I still feel like, given how I'm boarding, it should probably be 2 of these. But maybe this time we keep all the inties in. I think that's what I'm going to do. Well, typically in normal Rakdos, Harvester's your worst card. It just doesn't do enough. I mean, what else do you suggest we cut, you know? Copter? I mean, we could cut Copter, I guess. You could, in this build, you could keep Harvesters maybe and be less all in on Hand Hate, but I think Hand Hate's quite good against them. We could cut Copter. I could buy that. I could buy cutting Copter and just leaving in a couple Harvesters. Maybe we try that, actually. Because they'll probably have stuff like Prismari Command in their deck. I feel like Inti's just insanely good. Like, I'd rather have Inti, I think, than Copter. Like, if opponent can't kill a card, I'd much rather them not be able to kill an Inti than a Copter. Inti can also push us through Phoenixes, which I think matters. Inti's also broken with Hazaret. God, this hand is so awkward. I think I'm supposed to keep, but hopefully we can draw spells this time. Not a good start. Actually going to lead here. So many lands, I think it's pretty free to leave up Fatal Push. Maybe the real secret is I just need to stop getting baited into keeping this shitty hand. The double removal spell Hazaret hand on the draw is probably just not good enough, and I should be mulliganing these. That might be part of all of it. Although I play 8 hand 8 spells and a million twos, so I just like kind of hope I can draw to that. They just play this tapped and pass. Hopefully they do not have pick lock. That's on me for believing. Yeah, that's fair. Well, it's pretty much just for this matchup, and so far it's looked pretty terrible. So we'll see if we can actually make it look good. God, that was quite a good mill. I guess the only downside to it for them is that they did bin a cruise. So that's one cruise they won't have later. Slight, okay. Duress was a really good draw. Now I can just arrest them, which I think I'm going to do. Although I think they have another pick lock, which is pretty annoying, but I could just play Fable, I guess. But then they're going to get to cruise almost certainly if they have another pick lock, so I'm just going to duress and rip their cruise. So that's 2 cruises down. Okay, their hand is awful. Sick. I mean, they do have a Prankster. Dude, fuck Prankster, man. That card is so goddamn annoying. Yeah, maybe it is, Rabe. Maybe with this deck in particular, you need to play it differently. Maybe you need to just overload on your threats in this build of Rakdos rather than try to play this really long game with them. Okay, they had a slight. That's fine. Okay. Like I said, we've already seen 2 cruises, so it's somewhat unlikely they'll be able to find another one in a timely fashion. Okay. So they have axe, axe. Get this fucking shit out of here. Torch that. Steam vents. They have axe, axe, phoenix, and 2 unknowns, I believe. Okay. I actually wonder if I should just jam Hazaret here. I kind of like it. Their axe doesn't do anything against this card. And then I'll be able to run out of cards like really soon. 5, 4, 3, 2. It's kind of close. Axe is pretty bad against Fable 2. Well, it's not that bad. They have a Phoenix in hand, right? So they just like kill the goblin and probably get the bird back again. I guess then I can push it, but it's not even really a good push situation. I don't know. Maybe it is still Fable. We'll try the Fable play. I'm pretty worried about it, though. But I guess we kind of need to find some action here. It's possible we'll just be looting the Hazaret away off the Fable. I don't know. They'll probably struggle to beat it, though. Oh, we'll see what happens, I guess. All right. Well, they found third copy of Cruise. Pretty fucking ridiculous. Okay. Are they not gonna axe here? I feel like they should axe the goblin, but it seems like very free. Yeah. The question is, do I fatal push it? And I think I do. So I want this Hazaret to rumble as soon as possible. And maybe I can find a way to eat it. I do have 3 go blanks and 3 trespassers. I think I just pitch both the lands and try to be greedy. I could see Fable Soken's on too. If I hit a hand hate spell, I can Hazaret and attack them here if I keep the land, which is interesting. So maybe it's actually second Fable Soken's on. Like I said, it could also just be both lands, but ambitious. Yeah, I agree. All right, let's do this then. There we go. There we go. All right, let's start with a Thoughtseize, and we'll figure out how we want to play the game from here. All right, see you later, Crackling Drake. Well, I guess I just start killing their asses with Hazaret, probably. Yeah, I think just go Hazaret 5U. Go. Because otherwise, they just get a Brotherhood's End this. It's almost not even worth my time. Yeah, I'm just going to Hazaret and start murdering them. Murder ball time, yeah. Pick locking. That's a good sign for me. All right, play Trespasser, eat your Phoenix. And just leave up Bitter Triumph. So Otawara was their draw, huh? Alright. It's pretty annoying. They're one answer in the deck to Hazoret, probably. God, this Brotherhood's End is going to be quite good, too. Whatever. Could Bitter Triumph this, but I think that's a spew. Guess I could kill the next one, but I think that's probably a spew, too. Just save it for another Drake. It's probably the right way to do this. Sure. So they have a Braid, Lightning Axe, still in hand. I'm just going to have 6. Okay, a Braid, Lightning Axe in hand. It's a good draw. I'm just going to probably just play it tapped, honestly. Play this. Go. Or attack you. Okay, cool. Go. Worth noting, Hazoret can also just double shock them right now as well. So they're very nearly dead. They can fire up Hall, but I can kill that with Bitter Triumph. So I guess I just play this land, attack. If they fire up Hall, I kill it. It's kind of awkward because they have another one. Interesting. Huh. Yeah, this is not the easiest turn, actually. Yeah. Problem is I have to play land right now, but I guess I can pick up Jag later. I also get to fire up Mutavault this way, I suppose. They could kill it, but I don't care. Yeah, let's fire this up and attack. This is Ward 3, right? Yep. Okay, combat, tackle. Okay. I assume they chump the has. I think they just have to. Yep. Okay, go to 7. Go. Yeah, that's true. They are very limited on their mana for sure. Yeah, because if the Hazoret connects, they die. If they take 5, they lose to the discard. All right, they've had enough. All right, well, Hazoret finally did something. It was like the 4th time we had it in our hand. Phoenix is just such a good deck, man. That deck is so obnoxious. So good at getting out of bad spots. Sleight of Hand really pushed that deck so far. Because the deck used to, like, have a fair amount of games where it would just, like, have really clunky, awkward draws. And it still happens, but it's just so far in between now. They just don't get stuck with a bunch of burn spells in their hand very often because they're just so able to manipulate through their deck and not draw cards they don't want. Yeah, Hazoret was not any better than any other 4-drop would have been, really. I guess, like, that's not true. They had a lot of removal. It was certainly better than Shieldred that game because they had Axe. Yeah, no. I mean, it's there for Phoenix. It was very good that game. It was better. Yeah, definitely better than Shelly there. All right, everybody. Well, that's going to do it for me today. Tomorrow, I think we'll probably just play more Pioneer. It didn't seem like people were too thrilled with the idea of me streaming Pal World tomorrow, but I don't know. We could do a vote before I log off. I did say that I was going to do that, but now there's certainly not as many people as we had earlier. I think we'll just plan on playing Magic, and we'll see what happens. Probably just play, I don't know, probably play more Rakdos, but we'll see. Maybe I'll change it up. Probably just going to, I'm not going to spend any time playing decks that I will not consider for the PT. Maybe we'll play Phoenix, actually. I wouldn't mind playing a little bit of Phoenix. No, I mean, Shieldred is insane. The real thing is that you just have Giganta every game to carry inti counters, which I do think matters. Giganta did win us a lot of games. Or keep us in games that we otherwise would not have been in. Like, multiple times, Giganta was relevant for various reasons, but... Alright, let's see here. That is going to do it for me. Let's see if we can hit somebody up with a raid. Doomwake. Set up Doomwake. What's he up to? Some weird Convoke deck? What the hell is this? Is that a standard deck? He might be playing standard Anvil. Yeah, the incidental life gain is good. No question there. All right, everybody. That's going to do it for me. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. See you then.